I also decided to make double chocolate Fleur de Sel cookies. Now, if you've never heard of Fleur de Sel, because I didn't hear Fleur de Sel till about a year ago, because I'm so informed, it's a sea salt, but it's a very fine sea salt. So making these cookies, if you don't have Fleur de Sel, I would think, because it's very, 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 very fine, I wouldn't use regular table salt, but if you have like a sea salt in your kitchen, if you've got a mortar and pestle like I do here, take some sea salt and just give it a bit of a grind with the pestle just to make it a bit finer. But this recipe, of course not my own because I'm not that good at making stuff really. I have tried a few things. This is from Bobbette Belle. They're based in Toronto. I'll have the link to their website in the description. You can check out the stuff there. But I have a cookbook that I got for Christmas from my stepson. So this calls for a cup of butter at room temperature. You have 1/3 of a cup of granulated sugar, 3/4 of a cup of loosely packed brown sugar. How much chocolate was that? That's that's my oven preheating at 350 degrees for this. It's 1 1/4 cup of dark chocolate chunks or chips. I didn't have the chips, so I just took some dark chocolate and chopped it all up. And then you sift together how much is it? Yeah, it's 1 3/4 cups of flour, 1/3 of a cup of dark cocoa, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of Fleur de Sel into here, and that's pre-sifted together. So the first thing you got to do is cream your butter. Once your butter is nice and creamy, add your sugars. Scrape it down a few times, probably. I'm creaming this together for about 3 minutes. Reduce your speed to low, and then gradually add in your flour and cocoa mixture. You do need to scrape down the sides quite a few times. And your paddle. Add in your chunks. I don't know if the dough is supposed to look like a crumble ball, but it seems sticky enough. Now the next step is to take your dough and shape it into 1-inch balls. Take the bottom of a cup and press them down very slightly. Like I said, I don't think the dough is supposed to be crumbly like this, but they do come together as a nice ball. Guess we'll see when it finishes cooking, right? And according to the recipe, there is no need to chill this dough. It's better to do it this way. Place one sheet on a rack that is higher up and another one that is not quite to the bottom. And these cook for 12 to 14 minutes. Turn and rotate your pans and flip them from top to bottom. So let's do 6.5 minutes. And then once that goes off, we will switch the top pans from top to bottom and we'll turn them around also. So the 6.5 minutes are up for the first half of the baking. That's the top sheet. Bring the bottom one out, rotate, put on the top, and you rotate your bottom sheet and put on the bottom. Cook for a further 6 minutes and 30 seconds. All right, the second cooking time is up. I'll take them out of the oven. And then you're supposed to take some Fleur de Sel and sprinkle a little bit on each of the cookies while they're still warm. Now, I am not going to make a second batch until these cool down to taste them. Ooh, that's a big piece of salt. Because I want to make sure that my baking time is appropriate for the next batch. I am really glad I made these into small cookies because they are very, very sweet. If you're a chocolate lover, you'll love them, I'm sure. I can take them with or without the Fleur de Sel. I did make some without the Fleur de Sel because one would prefer them that way. These kind of cookies are you could probably dust them with like icing sugar or even a flavored sugar if you want, but that would really increase their sweetness again. But they are they're very decadent. And considering that my dough was not even really a dough, it was more of a crumble, they don't crumble apart. They still come nicely. You can bite into that quite nicely. And I won't eat one now because every time I eat one, I have to have like, a big glass of water to like swish out my mouth because they're so sweet, so sweet. But that's the double chocolate Fleur de Sel. Very delicious, very decadent, like I said. But if you love chocolate, you will really, really like these ones. Just hopefully have better luck with the dough than I did. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me in the kitchen. Ciao for now.